Imagine this, a single dad, grease on his hands, heart in his throat, staring at a smoking engine while a billionaire in a tailored suit laughs in his face. One wrong move and he loses everything, his daughter's future, his home, his pride. But what if I told you that same engine, the one everyone called junk, roared back to life in a way that left the CEO speechless? Stay with me until the end, because the sound that engine made next, it wasn't just metal. It was revenge. It was hope. It was a father's love. Don't blink. The sun was bleeding orange over Karachi's chaotic Clifton Road when the old Toyota Corolla coughed its last breath. Steam hissed from under the hood like a dragon giving up. Ahmed killed the ignition, the silence louder than the traffic. In the back seat, 7-year-old Zoya clutched her frayed teddy, eyes wide. "Baba, are we home yet?" Ahmed's throat tightened. Home was still 20 kilometers away, and the rent was 3 days late. He popped the hood, the heat slapping his face. The engine bay looked like a war zone, rusted bolts, oil sludge thick as tar, a cracked radiator weeping green. His hands, calloused from years fixing rickshaws in his cousin's garage, moved on instinct. But this wasn't a quick patch job. This was death. A black Range Rover purred to a stop behind them. Tinted window rolled down. Out leaned Mr. Hassan Malik, CEO of Malik Motors, in a suit that cost more than Ahmed's yearly earnings. Gold watch flashing. "Need a tow, Ustad?" His voice dripped honeyed venom. "Or should I call the scrapyard directly?" Ahmed straightened, wiping sweat with the hem of his faded kurta. "Just a minor issue, sir. I'll handle it." Malik laughed, the sound sharp as glass. "Minor? That car's older than your daughter. Look at you, single dad, no degree, playing mechanic on the roadside. Some people know their place." He tossed a business card onto the asphalt. "When you're ready to beg for a job, call me." The Rover sped off, leaving exhaust and humiliation. Zoya's small voice cut through. "Baba, why was he mean?" Ahmed picked up the card, fingers trembling. He thought of the hospital bills from Zoya's asthma attacks, the landlord's threats, the nights he skipped dinner so she could have milk. He looked at the engine again. Because some people forget where they started, beta. But this car, she's family. And family doesn't quit. He worked through Maghrib prayers, the call to prayer echoing from a nearby mosque. Borrowed tools from a passing chaiwala. Used a dupatta to strain old oil. Zoya fell asleep against the tire, Teddy in her arms. By 10 p.m., the engine turned over, but only for a second. A wet knock, then silence. Ahmed's heart sank. The head gasket was blown. Repair cost, 40,000 rupees. He had 800 in his pocket. That's when the text came. "Workshop closed tomorrow. Boss says no credit." His cousin. Ahmed stared at the screen until it blurred. He was out of moves. Dawn painted the sea pink. Ahmed hadn't slept. Zoya stirred, whispering, "I'm hungry." He gave her the last Parle-G biscuit, then stared at the engine like it was a puzzle from God. Something clicked. The cracked radiator wasn't the killer, the timing belt was shredded, throwing the valves into chaos. But the block was solid. Japanese steel from '98. If he could bypass the gasket, reroute coolant with PVC pipe, and pray the pistons held. He worked like a man possessed. Used a broken antenna as a pry bar. Melted a plastic bottle cap to seal a leak. Zoya handed him screws with sticky fingers. Passers-by stopped, curious. A rickshaw driver donated a liter of oil. An old woman pressed a 500 rupee note into Zoya's hand, for the brave mechanic's daughter. By noon, the car looked like Frankenstein's monster, duct tape, wire, hope. Ahmed turned the key. Nothing. Again. A cough. Again. A growl. Then, ROR. The engine caught, raw and furious, shaking the chassis. Zoya squealed. Ahmed laughed until tears came. But the story wasn't over. That afternoon, Malik Motors unveiled their new hybrid SUV at a glitzy launch. Press, influencers, champagne. The centerpiece, a before and after display of a wrecked Corolla they'd restored as a PR stunt. Ahmed's Corolla. They'd towed it in the night, slapped a new paint job, and planned to crush the original engine live on stage to show how far we've come. Ahmed got the call from a journalist friend. He drove to the venue, Zoya in the passenger seat, the Frankenstein Corolla rattling but alive. Security tried to stop him at the gate. Invitation only. Ahmed pointed to the stage. That's my car. On stage, Malik held a sledgehammer, grinning for cameras. This dinosaur represents the past. Watch it die. The crowd cheered. Ahmed pushed through. Wait. Microphone swung. Malik's smile froze. You. Here. Ahmed opened the hood of the display car. The engine was pristine, new parts, shiny. That's not the real one, he said, voice steady. The real one's outside. And it runs. Gasps. Malik scoffed. Impossible. That engine was scrap. Ahmed walked to his car, parked defiantly in the VIP zone. Turned the key. The roar hit like thunder, raw, imperfect, alive. The sound bounced off glass towers. Phones rose. Malik's face drained of color. Zoya tugged Ahmed's sleeve. Baba, tell them. Ahmed faced the crowd. This car carried my daughter to the hospital when she couldn't breathe. It waited outside her school when I worked double shifts. Mr. Malik called it junk. But junk doesn't love you back. This engine kept its promise to a father. Can your hybrid do that? Silence. Then applause, slow at first, then roaring louder than the engine. A reporter shouted, "What's your name?" Ahmed looked at Zoya, her eyes shining. Just a dad who fixes things. Malik dropped the sledgehammer. It clanged like a surrender. 2 weeks later, Malik Motors offered Ahmed a job, not as a janitor, but head.